Hi everyone, I'm Regina Sellers and I'm the creator of Pro Bow the Hand. I want to share something with y'all today and I want to tell y'all something that drives me nuts. I have made this bow by hand, okay? And this is the truck ribbon and it's the rage, okay? But I'm going to show you something that really drives me nuts uh, about making bows by hand and how this comes out. Look at my little truck, okay? See how my little truck is sitting up? You can see the whole little truck. On this side, my little truck is upside down. It's on its head and its wheels. It got in a wreck. Its wheels are in the air. All the pumpkins are going to fall out of the back of the little truck. You're totally losing the effect. Maybe that doesn't bother you, but it just makes me crazy, drives me nuts. Okay? And then look in the tail of my bow. Okay, there's my little trucks just driving away, and then here's my little trucks driving up into the bow. Okay? I don't particularly like that. And then as you can see in all the loops of my little bow, like over here, you kind of just lose the effect of that loop altogether because my little truck is driving around the back of the loop there. Now, let me show you a bow that I made on Pro Bow the Hand. And you can do this with your Pro Bow, so y'all get your Pro Bows out. Look at my little trucks. See my little truck? You can see the whole little truck. See it? And my little truck is driving around. Look at my little truck there. It's driving around. And look what I did here. I didn't want trucks just everywhere. So I have a truck here. I have a truck there. But look where I placed my little pumpkin patch. Okay? So I did that on purpose. And I can do that using Pro Bow the Hand because I cut my ribbon up. Okay? Super easy, y'all. I'm going to show you in a second. And then on this side, look, I purposely put my little pumpkin patch there, and then here's my little truck. It's driving in. It's not upside down, okay? I don't like little wrecked trucks with wheels in the air. And then here, I have just one little tail. I could have put two, but I have a lot of tails here and I have a whole lot going on in this wreath. So I just decided to put one little truck, but I could have put two and I could have put my other little truck driving down instead of one truck going down and one truck going in. So if y'all would like to be able to do this, just come follow me. Just come watch and I'm going to show you how to place your ribbon and force your ribbon to do what you want it to. So get your Pro Bow out and come play with me. So let's begin making our bow. And I'm going to make the whole bow like you saw in the wreath. And then I'm going to show you another little trick. Okay? So let's begin. Y'all, right now the bows with all the little long tails are so popular. So, and it's it's a version of the terry bow. If you've loved making the terry bow in the past, and who hasn't? I mean, the terry bow has been absolutely the craze. And what we did, we would start and then we would just measure our tail on the board. Well, all you have to do now is just make instead of just, if I would have started here, well, all I have to do is just make me a long tail. Okay? And instead of, whenever I fluff, instead of me pulling the tails up into the top, I'm just going to pull all the tails to the bottom. And that's the only difference. Okay, so let's start. So I'm going to start with a long tail, okay? And I'm going to put my pinch. I'm going to put my wire around here. 1, 2. Y'all, I'm using 26 gauge wire. I'm attaching it to the bow maker, going around the nail just once. And there you go. You know, look, I'm going to get this out of my way. Just like I did with the terry bow. Just get it up out of your way. You remember the movement I used to, with my fingers like this? Here we go. Off the tip end of my finger, pinch and my twist. Hold it with my thumb if you'd like to, like this, right off the tip of my finger, and drop it over. Boom. Pinch and twist. And now I'm going to add my helping hand wire. And the reason why I have to use a helping hand wire is because I'm not continuing. I'm just going to cut this off and let it go out the top. So there's nothing to give me tension there. If I would have gone around there, it would hold. But since I'm not, since I'm cutting it off, that's the reason why I add the helping hand wire, because I'm going to just wire it off and make it stay exactly where I've put it. So I'm going to go over the top. I'm just dropping my wire onto the bow maker, pulling it all over the top, and just wiring this off right here. Getting nice and tight. I'm going to get my wire even. Yeah, that's pretty even. Okay. And look, I'm just going to pinch that up, because I'm just going to twist this around. I'm going to take one wire up and one wire down. Look how tight, y'all, look how tight I can get that. And just get that in there, tied in, so tight. Now I'm going to pull these out. There's my measurement. I always leave one just a tad longer than the other. I don't know why, I just do. I just like the look. So there you go. And see, if it had been a terry bow, I'd have had these two tails, and they'd have just been sitting out in the top. And so there you go. Very, very much like a terry bow. Okay? And that's the only difference. Okay, let's go to our next piece of ribbon. Y'all, I love this ribbon. This is fabulous fall ribbon. I just love this. Matches everything. Here we go. I'm going to give it just a little angle, not a whole lot, okay? I'm going to measure out a tail. I want it to be longer than my first one. I might trim those back. I might have made them a little long, but we'll see. So there's my pinch, and I'm going to wire it in, okay? Really tight. See how tight I can get that? Y'all, I'm pushing in, and I'm tightening. You can go around twice if you'd like. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't do any more than that. Don't need to. You just don't need to. Now look, I'm going to just get this out of my way. Just put it up at the top, get it out of the way. And now y'all watch. What I'm going to do something a little different. I'm just going to kind of hold this. It's just kind of a habit. Don't have to. Okay, there you go. Here's your pinch and your twist. And y'all, I want this piece of little ribbon in my bow to look like I just picked up something and I just randomly threw it in there. Okay? This is a fall wreath. And the thing, I love to do things for fall just a little bit, I'm not going to say wild, but just maybe a little looser, because it's fall. You have leaves falling. You have let's say, how do I want to say this? You have leaves falling, a breeze is blowing, and things kind of blowing around. So I just don't do things really tight. I like things to be kind of a little bit more loose in my wreath. Kind of things just kind of really falling out. You've seen that in the wreath that I made. So anyway, I kind of want my bow to look the same way. So these two loops are going to be the exact same length. But I want something a little different in here. So you see where I put my dowel? Look, I put that one in upside down. See where I put my dowel? Watch what I'm going to do. Because you're going to see whenever I open this, look what I did. I went over the top, and I am going to, it's going to be longer. Okay? I don't want them all to look exactly the same. So I can go over that and make these longer. And give it I just don't want just a perfect put. The word that I use for that is that it's put. It's just too put. I don't know how else to explain it. It's too perfect. So I want this to be a little bit more wild, okay? Another thing that I'm going to show you is going to be a little different. I don't want the same side. I don't want the same number of loops on each side. Okay, so I'm doing 2 on this side, and I've gone over this. I'm going to pinch and twist, and I'm just going to go over it one more time, and that's it. I'm going to have 3 on that side and 2 on this side. And then, so now I can pinch and twist. I'm pulling down my helping hand wire. I'm just wiring this off. Look at this. Very tight, y'all. Super, super tight. You just can't get it. Look, you can see, and y'all, I'm exaggerating this, okay? But I just want y'all to see. I show this because people tell me they can't get their wire tight. Look, up, down, around. You can go twice if you like. I wouldn't do it any more than that. You can kind of push it in. That's going to help keep it even tighter. You know, really a tight bow when you're finished. Okay, I'm pulling this out here because I want this. Oh, y'all, I've used this ribbon so much. This is fabulous ribbon. Let's just cut that off right there and we'll see what we end up with. Okay, we're done with that. And look, this is both going out this side. That's fine. We're getting real designer with our Pro Bow. Okay, how y'all like that? I think y'all gonna really like this whenever I open this, okay? Now, the next thing I'm gonna do, and that's what's so important, that's what really this video is about, is making your truck look where you want it to be, okay? I'm making this truck come out where I want it to be, okay? Not where it's fallen on its own, but where I want it to be. And I want to make sure that all of my little trucks, whenever I open my bow, y'all, this is the top of the bow, okay? This is the bottom of the bow. So whenever I open this, whenever I take this off the bow maker, I'm going to be looking into the face of the top of the bow. And whenever I fluff it, I want everything to come up, okay? It's going to come up, and I'm going to be looking at it like I want it to do. Okay, so let's see. Let me get my my ribbon coming off like I want it to. Let me get that twist out of there. So here's my truck ribbon. So here we go. And y'all, this ribbon is not expensive at all. Okay, it's not expensive at all. So I'm going to be cutting this up because I'm going to force things to be where I want it to be. So I've just opened my spool. This is the spool. This is the beginning of my ribbon. Okay, what I'm going to do is, okay, you see this is the length from here to here is going to be the size of my first loop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a pumpkin patch. Okay, see where my pumpkin patch is? Whenever I open my loop and I open up my bow, I don't want my, as you could see on that other bow that I made, I don't want the pumpkin patch to be down here and seeing the tail end of my truck. I want to see at the end of my loop, right when my loop is turning, I want to catch the whole effect of my pumpkin patch. And I don't want it to be upside down either. So what you have to do is you see how this is like this? Just remember, the only thing you have to remember is whenever you're putting ribbon on your Pro Bow, you put it upside down, okay? You put it down, okay? You see how my pumpkins are facing down? See my little pumpkins there? See how they're facing down? That's how I want them. And I want, you see, I'm going to let my little pumpkin patch come around the tip of that finger just a little bit because I really want to get the whole effect of my pumpkin patch. I don't want to lose much of it, okay? Okay, so I'm deciding, I have made the decision, that's how I want my pumpkin patch to look, and I want to get the whole effect of it, okay? And I put it down because you can see already, whenever I take the bow off and I open it up, my pumpkin patch will be up. My pumpkins won't be facing down, they will be facing up. So I'm doing this on purpose. I'm manipulating this ribbon. I'm making this ribbon do what I want it to do. Okay? So that is my first little, this is the first thing that I want to accomplish with this ribbon. I'm going to have a pumpkin patch. So there's my measurement. You see I'm to the center of the Pro Bow. Let me kind of give you that view. See, that's the center, that's my center dowel, or center finger. When I pick it up, you can clearly see that isn't the whole pumpkin patch. That's what I want to see in my bow, okay? So here's my measurement. I've measured it. This is all I've lost so far on my ribbon, this little bit. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off because that's all I need. Once I've finished making the bow, I'm probably going to trim that back a little bit more. So here is my measurement. I've measured this, and I know that this is right where it's going around my dowel. And I don't want one loop at this position. I want 3. I started with a pumpkin patch. Now I'm going to, see, I don't have enough. See, if I use this right here, then I just get another pumpkin patch. So we're just going to move forward in the ribbon. And like I said, y'all, this is not expensive ribbon. So this is the only part that you're losing here. You're only losing this much of your ribbon. By forcing things to come out like you want, of course, every ribbon's going to be different. But by forcing this to come out where I want it to be, that's all I'm going to be losing, is that part right there. Because the next thing I'm going to do, you see, this part right here. Let's put it back down. Let's kind of get a little crease in there so you can see it and see how easy this is to do. Okay. There's my measurement. You can almost put a little crease in it. Lay it right there. Okay, see the little crease? All right, I want just the front of my little truck going at the same place. Because I want to see I want to see my whole little truck going around. Okay, I don't want to catch the tail end of him. I don't want to just, I don't want him to be upside down. So this is how I'm solving my problem. So now I just want to see the beginning of the truck to kind of start going around. So I'm going to place the beginning of my little truck right there. Okay. And I'm going to cut it. And I'm making my loops. I'm making the loops of the bow, and I'm making them come out where I want them to be. So watch this. Okay, so you can see once I pick this up, look where my truck is. See where my truck is? I'm going to see my whole truck. And that's what I want. That's what I want to happen. Okay, let's go on to my next loop, because I'm going to put 3 loops on that side. And let's see, I'm going to have enough. I'm going to put another pumpkin patch. I'm going to have 2 pumpkin patch and 3, let's see. I'm going to have 2 pumpkin patch and 1 truck on this side. On the other side of my bow, I'm going to do it opposite, okay? And look, I'm not going to lose any ribbon at all. So at this point, I'm manipulating my ribbon right here. And at this point, let's put it on here. Let's tie it in. And you're going to see, let's see what we're going to see. I'm going to see a pumpkin patch. I'm going to see my truck when I open, and I'm going to see another pumpkin patch. And that's what I want for this side of my bow. And what I want to do, you see my trucks facing up? Now I want them to face down. And that's how I'm going to put them onto the bow maker. Okay? And now, let's see. Make sure that I have that a little pumpkin patch just where I want it. So I want to get the full effect of my pumpkin patch and my truck. And I'm going to sit this here, and I'm just going to wire it in. I'm just going to wire this ribbon right on to the bow maker. And I can do this because I'm using Pro Bow the hand. I'm using the helping hand, and I can wire ribbon. I can do anything I want. I can just add anything I want. If y'all remember whenever I made the Regina bow last year, and I used 13 different ribbon, I can just wire anything in. Use up little ends or manipulate my ribbon or anything I want to do with it. What I'm going to do, because I know I'm going to be pulling on this, whenever I open this, I'm going to pull on this pretty hard. So for just safety's sake, I'm going to add a second helping hand wire because I don't want this to break. This is just for safety's sake. I've done quite a few of these and I didn't add the second wire, but I am now. Okay, so now let's start doing our trucks and our pumpkin patches on this side. So because this ribbon is printed with all of my trucks going in one direction, these trucks are going to be going that way, but these trucks are going to be driving in. If this had been printed so that some of the trucks were going one way and some were going the other way, I would have something to work with. But since they're all going in the same direction, the most that I can hope to do is, let's see, have them let's see, I have to play with it a minute. I get confused myself. Okay, here we go. That's not enough to come around, so I need to go to my next truck. Let's see. Okay, that's like this, but it has to be good. They have to go down. Okay, nope, I have to come around. Okay, now, so you have to just play with it a minute. Okay, so I had to move forward. I had to move forward into my ribbon to make sure that I got this truck. You can't see this from the angle because you're looking this way, but I'm gonna show you in just a second. I'm gonna show you why I did what I did. You see, whenever I pick my ribbon up, see when I pick it up, you see what you're gonna see? You see that? My truck is in the air. Now it's driving this way. It's not driving out. It's driving this way, but the pumpkins are up, sitting in the bed of the truck, and my wheels are down. They're not upside down. So you see how I just turned that over? And so whenever you're deciding what you want to see in your bow, is what you're going to see from this side. Okay, and see from this side. So you see, that's kind of how you play with it, and that's kind of how you test. When you pick your loop up and you turn it, that's what you're going to see. You see? And there's your truck going in the right direction. So now I have put it down, and let me cut this off right here. And look, I have only lost this. This is all I lost. Okay, to be able to place my truck right where I want it to be. So there's my measurement to come around this way, and there's my truck. Whenever I make my bow, my little truck is going to come up, and I'm going to see my little truck exactly where I want it to be. Okay, so there's my truck. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little pumpkin patch. Okay, not enough there, so I have to come to the next one. Okay, so let's put, and y'all, this is, you see, this is where it was. I made just kind of a little crease there, okay? And I want to see the whole pumpkin patch, okay? I'm not going to do it like that because I'm losing half of my pumpkin patch. I want to see my whole pumpkin patch. And so you see what I'm doing? So there's the whole pumpkin patch. I'm just letting just a little bit. And look, I'm sitting it right on top. See? And I'm lining it up. And let me cut this off here. And y'all, that's all you have to do. You have to just put one on top of the other, line it up, and just cut this off. And like I said, and look, I just lost that little piece. But this is not expensive ribbon at all. And right now, it's more important to me to place my trucks and my little pumpkin patches where I want them to fall in my bow than to lose a few inches of ribbon. Okay? So now here is my next little truck. And let's see. I'm going to put this truck exactly where I had the first one. So let's look. See how that looks? And here's my next little truck. And I'm going to put it right there because I want this next little truck to fall right where I want it to be. Okay? Again, I lost a little bit of ribbon, but right now it's more important to me, like I said, for my little trucks to come out where I want them to be. Okay, so I'm going to have a truck, and I have a pumpkin patch, and a truck. Okay? And the important thing is, see how I'm lined up? And they go upside down on the bow maker. They go upside down, but whenever, so I'm going to show you again, this is the most important part. Whenever you pick it up and we're going to fluff this bow, there's your truck and it's going to be right side up. Okay? I'm even going to pull this over a little bit. I want that to be, I want to see more of my little truck. So let's get that. See how you can kind of test it? And I cut all this long enough, I can get it. Okay? And we're going to pinch this and tie this right into our bow. Y'all, look at this. Tie it tight. There's my helping hand wires. Once around, you can do it twice if you like because I'm going to be pulling on that. And there you go. It's tied in, and my trucks and my pumpkin patch is going to be exactly where I want it to go. Don't worry about all of this mess right here. whenever I open the bow, you're going to see that you can't see all of this because it's deep in the stack. Y'all, this is called the stack of the bow. This is deep into the stack. All of this is going to cover it up and you won't even see this. Okay? And especially once you pull this down into your wreath, you won't see this at all. Okay? Let's finish up with our next ribbon. Y'all, I absolutely love this ribbon. Oh, I missed this. Let me see. Am I going to put the tail? No, I'm not going to put a tail in for this right now. I'm going to put my tails for my trucks last because I want those to drive where I want them to go too. Okay. Y'all, I absolutely love this ribbon. And if y'all noticed in that wreath, I had some burgundy. There's some burgundy pigs in it. And the little body of the scarecrow is burgundy. Y'all, I had this in my mind because I had already bought that scarecrow. And I knew his body was burgundy, and I knew I had those picks. When I saw this ribbon, I bought this ribbon just because of those burgundy dots. I love dots. I love polka dots anyway, but when I saw this and I knew I was going to use this ribbon for that. So there you go. Let's leave a long tail. Let's tie it in. You can go around twice if you like. Don't have to, but you can. Let's get that out of the way. And here we go. And I'm going to, let's see, how many loops did I put in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put 5 loops. So I don't want this, like I said, again, a word that I use is I don't, especially for fall stuff, some things I want to be perfection. I want exactly the same thing on one side as I do the other. Some things I want like that. Some things I don't. Especially for fall, I don't. I want a little bit wilder, freer look maybe. So I'm going to do 5 loops instead of making it the perfect, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Don't want that for this look. So there's my pinch and my twist. Go over. See, I have 2 loops there already. Pinch and my twist. Go over. So there's 2 and 2. I'm going to pinch and twist. I'm going to go over. And now I'm just going to leave a tail. Pinch and twist. Tie it off with my helping hand wire. Up and down, tight, tight. Y'all, you can push in at this point. Keep your stack straight, but you can kind of you can push in. You can really push. You can push that in. That's just really tighten that bow up, tighten the stack up. You want that to be really tight. And now you're just going to tie this off. And you're going to tie this off whenever you take this off the bow maker. Nothing's going to move on you. Nothing's going to slide, slip, or anything. It's tied off. It's wired off in there. Okay? Give myself a long tail. And that's it, y'all. How easy, how incredibly easy is that? Let's get out the fluff box and see how this looks. Oh, one other thing. This is another thing I like to do whenever I am, let's see. I think that slipped a little bit. I don't think I tied that off quite enough. Let me give that another twist. Okay. Here we go. Up and down, around. Up and down, around twice. Let's go around twice here. We're finishing it off. Oh, this is a step I forget all the time. Do it all the time. My very first wire. Let's get this off. Okay. Don't jerk it up. Don't because it'll knot it. Just kind of wiggle just a little bit. Pull it down. Y'all, I always do this exactly the same way every time. I hold it. I put my finger here and I'm pushing in. I hold to my finger and then there I'm getting that off. Come behind my finger and then tighten this off too. Tight, tight, tight. You're getting that bow really tight. Okay, that's it. Now the next thing I want to do is pull, before I take it off the bow maker, I pull my tails down. I just, it kind of, there's a lot of stuff going on here and I want, this kind of helps to control them. And let's get all of this in position. And I do this before I take it off the bow maker. Get them all pulled into position. There we go. Look at that. See how everything is pulled down? You can even start rolling them up now if you'd want to. See how it all looks? So incredibly easy. Take your center dowel out, and there's your bow. Perfectly made. Let's see what we have. Let's get this on the fluff box and see what we have. Okay, y'all, I have it on the fluff box, and let's begin fluffing. I'm going to start from the bottom, and let's get this beautiful polka dot pulled out because I have it on my fluff box. I can use both hands and just really put this ribbon where I want it to be. Y'all, look at this. Look where my pumpkin patch is, right where I put it. Okay, let's get this pulled down here. Look at my pumpkin patch. Y'all, look at my little truck. Look where my truck is. He's just driving right out. He didn't get in a wreck, y'all. He's not upside down. All his little pumpkins are sitting in the back of his, in the back of his, in the back of the truck. Let's get this really pulled out. So there's my two pumpkin patches, and there's my truck. And now, remember how I said we were going to make one of the loops longer? There it is. I did not want these to be exactly the same on both sides, so I'm just going to kind of let that fall that way. And I am going to sit these two up. And y'all, this is what I have. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Pumpkin patch, truck driving. You're seeing the whole truck. His wheels are down, his cab is up, okay? And another little pumpkin patch because I placed it exactly where I wanted it to be. This is not expensive ribbon at all. So if you want this to have this, I think this has a very designer look to it just because we put everything exactly where we wanted it to be. Okay, let's turn this around. Let me do the other side. Okay, now I have three loops on this side. Like I said, I don't want this to have a very put. Y'all, that's another one of my words. I don't want it to have a very put, like everything was just perfection, because this is fall. I want it to have a freer look to it. Okay, so I have 3 on one side, and 2 on one side, 3 on the other. Y'all, here we go. Let's see what we're going to see. There's the truck. There is the whole truck. And look, his little pumpkins are in the back of his truck. Here's a pumpkin patch, exactly where we put it. And here's the little truck on this side. All the little pumpkins sitting in the back of the truck. Nobody got in a wreck. No wheels in the air. And let's see. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put one of my longer tails down there and kind of pull this one around just with a much freer look to it. I didn't want it to look just perfect, like I had just put, like everything was just, you know, perfect. I don't know how else to explain it. I didn't want it to have a very put look, like everything was just put to perfection. I want to have a little freer look to it. And y'all, there we are. Here's the tails coming out of the center. Let me start rolling some of these up. This copper ribbon, y'all, I use the one of the fingers. Roll it up because I want this to be pretty tight. I'm gonna roll this. Y'all, look at that. Look at that. Just perfect. Y'all, whenever I go shopping, when I go to Dallas and Atlanta, I just drive them crazy. But we can do it. They let us do this. Y'all, I sit there and I take out, because they have big rolls. You know, they have big samples, and we can sit there and play with it. I roll things up. I bend them up. I do all kind of stuff to make my selections. The ribbon has to perform. It has to perform like I want it to. So I do all this. Can y'all imagine, y'all? I'm walking around. I'm doing all this stuff at market. And I left the tails pretty long on this. I'd probably trim these down. They're pretty long. I'll probably trim these down. But anyway, they're here for now. And just kind of let them go. And look at my my polka dot. I just adore this ribbon because it has that burgundy dot in it, and I have the burgundy in my wreath. It really helps tie all this together. Okay. And just kind of roll this up. I want these to be pretty loose. Okay. I want these to be really loose. Kind of pull it out a little bit. Okay. And look at that. How does that look, guys? How is that? I just love it. I'm going to sit it, now that I'm holding this up, I have these two down and those two up. I'm going to move that because I just don't want that. It's too, you know, too, that like, no, I'm going to move that in just a second. Before I take the picture, I'm going to move that because I'm not quite happy with that. But anyway, y'all get the idea. And if y'all want y'all trucks to look like they've not been in a wreck, then get your Pro Bows out and cut it up. Y'all saw how incredibly easy that was. And this is not expensive ribbon at all. Takes just a little bit more, probably not even a yard more. But you can get the total effect of how you want your truck ribbon to look. Everything is up. See it? See it? All the little pumpkin patches are up. Everything's up. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I hope you'll enjoy making your ribbon do what you want it to do, and you be the boss. Thank y'all so very much. Bye for now.